Praise the Lord, children of the Most High God. You know, I do see change in my community. I notice we as Black America, we're speaking to each other more. We're greeting each other. We're acknowledging each other's presence, and it feels great. We can't stop. We have to continue. This is what our grandparents used to do. They was more human. You did not see or look at another Black person and didn't say anything, just walk past. You greeted them. You greeted them with a hello, or a nod, or even hugs back then. And I notice we're speaking more. And that feels good, because when I love on you, I love on myself as well. And I want to also acknowledge the Caucasians that go out of their way and open the door and hold doors open for me and speak to me and say kind words. One lady said, "I love your hair." I was shocked. I couldn't, at first, I didn't know what to say. I've never gotten that from them before. But I thank God for what I'm seeing in my community. But we can't stop here. We have to heal the pain. We have to come together and have communication with each other, because it's not just the police brutality that we're experiencing. It's not just the injustice that we know of. It's not just the two different laws for the two different complexions. It goes beyond that. There's an incident in my mind when my children was young and in school. My son, I have only one son, came home and wanted me to put ice on the back of his head. He then told me that a little boy hit him with a book in the back of his head. I asked him what the teacher do. He said the teacher told him to sit down so he couldn't retaliate. He was told to sit. The next day I went to school, and when I confronted the teacher, it was exactly the way my son described. And the teacher told me that the little boy's father was sent to Iraq. He was a soldier. And the little boy is angry. And the little boy is retaliating at home, and he's retaliating at school, without even considering what was happening in the mind of my son. It was a punch in my face to even see that she wasn't concerned about my son. Things like this is what Black America experienced. Now, because I had 6 children, I have 5 daughters, 1 son. We started out in private schools, but because I had so many, I couldn't keep up the bill of a private school. So I moved to a community that I know they will get a good education. Unfortunately, it was very little bit of me and Caucasians. But this is something I chose. So I say all of that to say we want the same thing that everybody else have in life. Not trying to copy, but just our heart's desires. And I think that's fair. But we need to sit down and communicate. I need to hear Caucasians and their fear and their hurt. And they need to hear my fear and my hurt. As a Black mother of children, one son, 5 daughters, one son, you can't imagine what it was like when I was raising my children, my fears. Every time my son left the house, it was times where I had to pray from the time he left to the time he came home. So I say all of this to say we still have a lot of work to do, but I'm willing to do it. I don't have a platform, but we need those in power to create a platform for us all to hear and voice our opinion and come up with a solution, critical think together to turn this around. That's what the Creator is calling for. We're in dangerous times. We're in times where a virus can wipe us all out if it wasn't for the power and love of God. So we need to do what we know is right and move forward. Be encouraged, children of the Most High God. Take your place in this world and let's take it by force. And until next time, be blessed.